And now for something completely different. Greetings everyone, it is me, Gigalem, and yeah, you are viewing this right. This is the frame select, and I cannot select anything with the controller. You can only select stuff with the mouse, well, not mouse keys, keyboard keys. Just only with the keys on your keyboard and stuff like that, and you can only access the screen if, say, you had access to a cheating device in the final version. This is also how you would be able to access the likes of the unfinished stage known as Horizon Starport. And I'm not going to be able to show that off because I don't really like fiddling around with cheating devices or something like that. It's more so I don't like fiddling around with Cheat Engine because it's a bit like hard to understand in certain cases and stuff like that. So yeah, this particular alpha, among many others, was provided by a anonymous source. I'll keep them anonymous for the time being. But as such, let's just show off some of the differences with this game. So let's begin. As you can tell, the Galaxy Trail splash screen is really different. Like, really, really different. And another thing is that Adventure Mode is not yet accessible. It may say 1.8, but this is 1.10. This is completely different from the final, and it's not representative of the final build whatsoever. And as you can tell, there is also a unused feature that had some full function but was never implemented, sadly. This was the color changer, but these three are the only one with the color changes. If I try pressing C on Spade, nothing. Or C or X, since I'm playing this off an Xbox One wired controller. So let's pick Spade and show off some differences. As you can tell, Spade doesn't really have that many stages accessible to him. In 1.8, he has Pango Lagoons accessible to him, and for unknown reasons. This is probably the only way you're going to be able to get the Spade to show up in that stage. But let's show off some quite a few differences. As you can tell, while Spade has all his sprites there, a lot of them have some alpha shading and stuff like that. Just their flat shading and such. And of course I get hit. And he can just dash through certain things. So those waterfalls, Spade can go through them. And sadly, there are some unused pathways because Mila cannot go through those waterfalls that Spade could. I mean, if I were able to access those particular waterfalls, Spade would be able to go through them. And oh, that one pathway is not there yet. I'm probably thinking of another area. I'm thinking of later down the road, like instead of just trying to cover every last beta for this part of the Let's Play, this is probably going to be the last video that comes out for this Let's Play, since I'll be taking a little break from LPing after this video goes up, because I'm already looking forward to this year's stage, and I might be able to fit in another project for this year, because other than that, I'm most likely going to be going back to Mila's after this, or something like that, because I almost have every video for this recorded. I have like over 116 items at the point of this recording, and this is definitely going to be one of the last videos to be recorded, considering that I practically covered as much as I could. I covered 100% of the build I wanted, and stuff like that. But suffice it to say, I am definitely happy that I did get all the bonus episodes I wanted to get done, because let's just say that whenever when I do the Carol No Death run, it'll also be the time where I'll also cover basically, well, I'll just, for now, just call the project Beta by Beta, or Alpha by Alpha, to show off all the demos and alpha builds that were supplied to the alpha testers. In fact, a friend of mine, you saw his name in the credits, he was an alpha tester of Freedom Planet himself. And there are other alpha testers in this game, as well as people that were so good at finding glitches that by the time another build was made, yeah, there's an okay, here. By the time another build was made, the next day, a full list of glitches are shown off. Yeah. Now, one scrapped recording that I just didn't keep, sadly, was something causing me to go upwards or something like that. But I'm not sure how I got there anyway. But if there's anything I can say about Spade is that had he been finished, he probably would have been known as the speedrun character, the character that's probably the easiest to play as. Like, probably easier than Lilac, and for some reason, Spade can't climb up this ladder properly. I don't know why. It was definitely fixed in the PAX demo, which will be the second demo I'll show off in this particular video. The PAX demo did fix some things with certain characters. As such, it balanced Torque, so his exploit of a jet hover was patched out and such. Until there are obvious level differences, and I actually made it past that without touching it. Wow. Okay. Go up. Now go left and grab that shield. Now, another thing you also notice from this particular version is that there is no gallery mode. These star cards, while you can collect them, are not going to mean much. Like what I mean by Spade being the speedrun character is that he has probably the most mobility option out of everyone, even more so than Lilac. Because, ooh. Well, that was amazing, but that somehow worked. I am so glad I caught that in the recording. That was amazing. And as you can tell, considering that this is one of the alphas of the game, well, you can tell that some sound effects are definitely different. But yeah, that was Aqua Tunnel. Let's go through the next stage for today, the thermal base. So we're gonna go down here. Let's go. Now, thermal base will also have its differences as well. Spade was definitely going to go through this stage, as you can tell from one of Carol's cutscenes, and it probably would have been implied that he would have freed Torque on the way, and Torque, while going through the thermal base, while Spade was going through the thermal base, he would have been responsible for the destruction of it. Who knows what that scene would have looked like anyway. We know that Torque was meant to fight the Absolution 3 times in his playthrough, as opposed to the 2 times that everyone else that made it to the final version went through. But the development history of this game is definitely the most interesting, because there were a lot of ideas being tossed around. I mean, By technicality, this probably has the same amount of development time as Freedom Planet 2's leaning on having at this point. But as you can tell, Spade has a lot of options to keep himself going, like without stopping. Like he can do this. In an earlier beta, there were 2 of those moving platforms. But yeah, you can definitely see how much he can get around without stopping. He has a triple jump. He has 1 jump and 2 dashes, which can give him the most mobility out there. And he can even kill with his dashes and get through certain things with his invincibility, like so. Oops. Well, that was not a good explanation, but take my word for it. Like, you see how something that would normally require me to wait takes no time for me at all. And of course, there are way more differences in here. But if you do have a version of 1.15 around, like, I recommend following some instructions that I will leave in the description below. And as you heard, the music doesn't really loop properly. At this current point of time, well, at this current point in time, the music wasn't properly given its loop length and stuff like that. Meaning that like it fades out like early PlayStation titles and such. And as you saw, I killed that thing in like 2 seconds. Like, the only beta thing I won't be able to cover was some of the beta versions of the final Dreadnought stages, since
Stand on the blinking floor panel to your right.
because at that point in time, it was like, at this point in time, Strife stopped providing certain versions, certain builds of the game through certain platforms and stuff like that. Meaning that that you can't really access it off of certain things or something like that. But yeah, you can definitely tell that Spade is the speedrunning character, and I'm pretty sure he still would be once he's finished, because his playstyle really gets stuff done quick. I swear that reference wasn't intentional. Anyway, now we're in Thermal Base 2, and there's also going to be quite a few other differences with this. Spade, go up. Speaking of Spade, I believe Spade's voice actor, Sean Chiplock, has opened his Discord server to the public. Like, I think you can find it easily through his Twitter. I could be wrong, though, at the time this video gets posted, but I have joined his Discord server as of late. And, yeah. Like, it's definitely a nice server and such. And, there are lots of things that I really wish I could meet him again in real life, because given that how Caddy would put it, the world is bricks. It's one of those cases where I feel like, you know that convention I usually go to every year, Anime Bonsai? Yeah, I'm expecting it to be canceled at this point, considering that this whole pandemic situation is most likely never going to go away anytime soon. And just hate that. I just like sometimes I hate living in the country I live in right now because just like I really wish we could be in a situation like the other countries that have been flattening it, but it is what it is. I'd rather not dwell on this anytime longer because just like if there's one thing I miss is being able. It's one thing I immediately miss is just I want to visit my friends in real life again. I don't want my only time to I don't want my one time of being able to fly to another state and meet my friend to be my only time meeting my friend. And I don't want it to be a point where it's just like it's just too dangerous to travel anywhere and such. Just yeah. I just want for this year, like, I just want for when this year is over, just for things to stop being terrible for once. Because this year was awful enough already. I'm just, like, to record this Let's Play for you guys. Like... There we go. But yeah. What are you gonna do about it? So, but I will say that at the very least, a few good things have happened. During my time. The time where everything has to be canceled and everyone's all grounded or something. But yeah. Really in there? And now you know why you don't want to get hit by Syntax's certain attacks. Believe me. Damn it. Come on, get back here. And another thing Spade also says when he gets hurt is, damn it, if I'm correct. But yeah. And yeah, this theme doesn't normally play here. Well, I think it didn't play here initially, but there's only one more stage we have to look at in this particular demo. Then we're going to look at the PAX demo, and I'll be giving thanks. To the people who made this Let's Play possible. I think, yeah, there was a card there. I think it was moved because it was too much of a gimme. Anyway. But yeah, this, like, a lot of like, if you know how to play a Spade, a lot of stages are non-issue in terms of travel. Like, it doesn't matter how cramped it is. Spade has invincibility capabilities and stuff like that, and knowing how to take advantage of them is key to, key to making certain stages a lot easier. Yeah, that's another glitch. I don't know what. That's like the only other time that glitch happens. I don't know what causes all those gems to be to just warp to the player. But I have done like a lot of research into like enough research as in like playing these demos enough to get a full understanding of them. I mean, the world is bricks, and life going on in your state right now just sucks. So what do? You play video games. That's what I've been doing. I mean, as of late, there have been many stuff I've been playing, practicing for channels and stuff like that, finally giving them a shot. And the only other thing that's left for me to give a shot besides Mega Man X3 is to play more of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, because I need to really get more of a grasp of the game itself, because the game's controls are something I don't exactly find the most inviting at that currently. But I will want to finally beat Reignited Trilogy at some point, so I can have some thoughts about it. And who knows, if I do eventually cover a Spyro game, it's probably at the point where, like, I know I enjoy it enough to play it. All I can say is that if you are playing Spyro for the first time and you pick up Reignited Trilogy, you really need to get used to the controls first. Darn it. But this is usually how comfortable I am with playing with Spade, and had the point ever come, I will do a no-death Spade run for sure because of how he plays. Anyway. Ah, damn. But, like, if you could time it right, like, if you could definitely time it right, then sure, you can, like, you can get through that. You can even hit the Absolution in its weak spot. Also, here's another problem with the Absolution. If you go off screen, and it can still hit you when it's defeated. If you go off screen, it won't stop exploding. Like, its explosions will pause until you just go back on screen to let its explosions continue. But there are also a few differences with Battle Glacier. As you can tell, look at the freaking backgrounds. The certain details aren't correct. Like, look at that. Like, it's probably gonna bother you, and it probably has. So that's been corrected by Strife in, I don't know what particular version it was. And there are going to be some other things you're going to definitely notice. You're going to definitely notice that the dreadnought you see right in the background is going to be a lot less detailed and such. And another reason why Spade can be a speedrun character, I'm pretty sure had he made it to final, this probably would have been patched out for him. But, okay. You can essentially card jump. Like, he can essentially extend his jumps with using his card attack. And, okay, that happened again. The only other time that's happened for me was when I was playing as Mila. But, yeah. Like, Spade can get through this all relatively, like, with relative ease, like... I mean, look at this. I don't even need to think. I mean, look how flawless that was. That was pretty cool. Okay, go up here. Like, this... Like, I'm pretty sure had Spade been finished, he would have been the easiest character to play as, because of his mobility options and how he's able to get in and get out relatively quick. And he has probably a really cool voice and character design and such. Anyway. But if I, once my little card meter recharges, there's another reason why I find, Spade to be a bit broken. That's why. I'm able to skip that section with Spade. You're only supposed to skip this section with Mila, but you can do it with Spade, and given the one build I have still on my computer, you can do it as Torque as well. Anyways, let's go take on Dale, and you'll get to hear how different his music is. This song is called Like a Boss. This was an earlier rendition of it by Wolfle, and two of his voice clips overlapped. And I somehow avoided those projectiles in one cycle. Wow. That's how quick it was. That's how quick you can defeat bosses. But yeah, that's going to be about it for this demo. So as soon as Spade finishes him, well, I'll see you with the PAX demo. So back in a moment. And here we are with the Pax South demo. It's been a while since I've seen this demo in action, but hey, might as well see what we got. I should probably try to use the Assets Explorer to see if this demo had anything new with it. Then again, the only levels loaded through this demo are just very few demos, like one stage each for each character. As you can tell, like this was only... Like, this particular demo was only available for a short amount of time. This was made available for those who really wanted to try out Spade. Of course, look where that ended us with. But, yeah. This did try to fix certain things with certain characters that were broken. As you can tell, the adventure mode is not selectable. Instead, it's start game. And you can tell that this was going to be your final character select if the DLC was finished. As you can tell, even Spade has that little, face when you shake the character select screen. But yeah. And he only has 2 stages available. For some reason there is a visual bug that while it's Aqua Tunnel, the map select is Dragon Valley. He also has access to Mahjong, but yeah. There is a visual bug that if you're able to perform it, you can actually move the stage select upwards. And as you can see, I'm getting it to work. And as you can tell, I completely offstage the screens. But yeah. Let's show off the one stage that wasn't available in the alpha builds. He has most of his sprites ready at this point. And this is probably the most complete he will ever be, sadly, at this point of time. Like, I can show off Torque in a way if people want, showing that, like, showing that his, the one thing that was changed with him was his one exploit was patched out, and like, but it was to a point where they couldn't provide any more builds of Torque's beta because the coding of the game was a mess, and they were at a point where it was really hard to implement any new characters or stages due to how much of a spaghetti the code was, and that they had to sadly make the decision to postpone the DLC indefinitely until Freedom Planet 2 was done. whenever that gets done, hopefully it should be, like, I really want it to be this year, but but yeah. But yeah, like, this is the one stage that's, like, this is one of the few new stages that Spade was able to play. Like, if you were definitely one of the alpha testers, you would know that this stage was previously unavailable to you. But you could probably access this stage normally if you decide to use a cheating device and such. I know that with Torque, if you use a cheating device, you can access Final Dreadnought 4, and he was fully functional, but his ending wasn't fully programmed, so sadly you don't get Commander shooting down Brevin even more after his defeat. I will say it's pretty interesting to fight Brevin with Torque, because since Torque doesn't really have any defensive capabilities, it means you have to play a lot of keep away. Kind of like how you have to fight Enker with the Buster in Mega Man 10, where you have to play keep away. But it's not as bad as not telling when he's going to jump twice, or he just does a jump and pulls up his Mirror Buster, or he just does a jump and then charges. Because, I'll talk about that if I ever get to Mega Man 10 on this channel or Melting Pot. Anyway. But, yeah. And if I'm correct, yeah, the little hitbox for this guy is still there. And I took care of him in no time flat. But he still has some beta sprites left over, and I'm pretty sure that this would have been the last time you would have saw those beta sprites. But hey, what are you gonna do? Times have changed, and people have to like move on from stuff, so they can just have to like make up and alleviate certain things later. But whatever happens will happen, and will happen or not, and such. I did watch the AE's Direct Mini at the time of this game being recorded. All I can say is just it just exists. It's just like it's not really much special in that case. Oh, and Spade doesn't really have any dancing moves. Believe me, I've tried. But again, neither does Torque now looking at it, but anyway. But, yeah. But, yeah. Like, again, I'll be happy to do an LP of the standalone games if those ever come true. But with Spade, like, if you know about certain paths, he can literally like take any and every shortcut possible. Because he, like, a lot of this stuff he can just skip or stuff like that, and it's all about just being able to dash whenever you can. I apologize if I'm overdoing it with the double dashing, but it's very easy to, well, to get to bypass everything with it, and such. But yeah, I'm running out of things to say at this point. This Let's Play is practically over, and the only time I'm going to be visiting it again is for anything I missed or the No Death Carol run. So yeah, Spade does fight the Robo Panther. And what makes this stage much harder, what makes this boss fight harder as Spade is that, like with Mila, he has no way of healing at this point. Oh my goodness, that would have been bad. Yeah. Like, he doesn't have to deal with being on the ship or anything. Ugh. That attack is a lot harder to dodge than it looks. I'm not kidding. Oh my goodness, I am actually really nervous. Oh, oh, oh. Gosh. Like, I'm pretty sure there would have been several finishing achievements, like card throw achievement, like just certain other achievements that would have been added with him and such, like where it's just like finish it with his like a downwards card throw, finish it with the the multiple card throw. I don't know the proper names of his attacks off the top of my head, but yeah. Since while we're here, I might as well show off Torque and Fortunite, since I never did show it off with him. And I will show off one thing that has been changed with him in this particular demo. You can still do this in the beta branch. It should still be up if you still have the Steam version at this point. But no matter what I tried with the latest version, I can't seem to get Spade or Torque to be playable without any special modifications or anything. So yeah. Yeah, so that little exploit you can do, you can no longer do it. Once you hover once, he's not going to hover again until he stops. But yeah. So there are quite a few people I want to thank for making this Let's Play possible and such. I want to thank a user on Reddit known as Snickerbockers for providing the maps that you can find in that you can find in the game. I use this particular to practice the show which route I want to take when I want to record the next stage, so I can try to find every star card as much as possible. And it would have been a lot harder to do this had I not known of none of his maps for a while. And I'll put a link in the description on the maps of Freedom Planet 1, so you can tell where to find each card and where. I do want to thank the Mino community, particularly Felice Moon and probably a few others from that community for providing this set of builds and such, because it's how you can it's how I was able to cover certain versions and why certain versions are the way they are. Because if it makes people feel better, I do own two copies of it. 2 copies of the game. I own the Switch version and the Steam version. And if I had another console to own it on, I would definitely own another version. I would own the PS4 version if I had my own PS4, but Sadly, I don't, and it's why I forever will remain jealous of people who own the PS4 version of Crash Team Racing because they have access to a car I wish I had access to. But it is what it is. And yeah. And among other things, hi AC. I do want to thank a few of my lifetime, friends I didn't know I was gonna have for practically a lifetime. But I do want to thank some of my friends for for basically encouraging me and for enriching my enjoyment of these games and such, because it's because of the shared interest of these games and stuff like that. I do still have things I still really enjoyed about this particular game. And it was because of them that I was able to do more things that I never thought I'd be doing in my lifetime. It was because of them that I was able to fly to California. It was because of them that I was able to start Let's Plays and record projects for certain channels and such. It was because of them that I was able to deal with the voice I had. And be able to not be ashamed of it when I record, because I used to hate my voice. I used to hate my voice because I'm worried, because I sound much younger than I do. And yeah. I also want to thank Stefan Didiro and Galaxy Trail and the many Kickstarter backers for making this game possible. And I want to thank you for watching this Let's Play, because this was a really fun Let's Play for me to do, and I'm so glad to have a lot, practically all of it done for this time, since I don't have to, wait a while for all the bonus episodes to be made because of circumstances and such. But yeah, this was a treat, and I was happy to go back to this game, regardless of all the unfinished stuff with this, regardless of how messy the engine gets and stuff like that. I still think it was a good time through and through, because yeah. Anyways, we're about to end the stage with Torque, and one of the things you may have noticed that Torque is carrying more than 4 petals of health. I don't know if that was intentional or a mistake on Strife's part when developing this game. If it were intentional, I think it was to make sure Torque didn't have nearly a hard time with the game, considering his low amount of health and such. But yeah. Anyways, let us just end this. And yeah. Mila may be on the pilot side of this ship, but yeah. And when you're fighting on the plane, it's much harder. But yeah. Yeah, that's how easy I can... That's how easy I can end this fight now. But yeah. Those numbers are still in the sky. Okay, that's a visual... That's definitely a visual bug, but... See you... I've been Giggling. I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. And I'll see you guys for the next one.